season qualifier.
Right,
what,
but
like,
then it's also Challenger, is what I got told, which is when I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. But yeah, let's kick this off. By the way, guys, so I'm really bad at doing audio testing, so if Fear Dragon's too quiet or anything, or too loud, let me know. I kind of feel like I know we just tested this, but I kind of feel like now I'm in-game, you really feel kind of quiet, so I'm just going to boost you up a little bit. But guys, let me know, and we can fix him with a 3-minute delay. But just before we get started as well, Lilla Cannon, thank you very much for the host. Kicking us off, and welcome everyone if you just joined us from there. This is obviously the WCS EU Challenge, as we just mentioned. And we start to the top left-hand side of the map with our Blue Terran player from Mouse Sports. It is HeroMarine.
And his opponent spawning down here on the bottom right. We got the red Zerg player. It's Elazer. Some good old Q-Lash.
I'm just looking. My screen seems very janky and jivey and stuff today.
Really? That's funny, because I'm on your camera, and I've never seen StarCraft look smoother.
I'm not sure if you're trying to chat me up, or if you're just trying to... I don't even know. I don't even know where this is going.
Why not both, Wardy? Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah, this is kind of a... Yeah, I don't know. I think it might just be, like, starting up for the day or something. It was really smooth yesterday. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it probably is just me. You ever get that thing where you feel as though something is wrong, and realistically, like, nothing is wrong? Like, I get that a lot.
Yeah, but usually I feel that way, and then I realize that nothing is wrong, and then 20 minutes into the game, I realize I've been muted the entire time. So, you know, there and here.
Brilliant. We actually have another host coming in. Hello, everyone from Mana's stream. You just joined us right on time for the start of this broadcast. Again, just to say, well, I guess the thing is with a 3-minute delay, you guys already got the welcome and intro into what it is, so hello, how you guys doing? But thank you, Mana, for the host as well. Wow, some big hosts to kick us off today. As you have this first Reaper coming across the map.
All right. Reaper going to try and get some damage done over here, but for the most part, I mean, gas has been mined enough to actually get up Zergling speed, but funny enough, there isn't actually Zergling speed on the way right now. Finally, it's actually starting. Had a little bit extra gas there, so I was wondering if he was going to try and skip it or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how Elazer likes to play actually overall, because he's been playing some very aggressive ZvT lately, like some super aggressive ZvT. I casted him against Alive a couple of weeks ago, and he was like Nidus networking every game, and obviously this is like a lot on the line in terms of, you know, WCS of course, so I'm sure he might try and play a bit more macro focused, but a real interesting matchup for us here to kickstart the day. Now, I just want to talk about quickly kind of how things are going to go today, guys. It's, in my opinion, straight up a little bit silly, but every single match is starting at the exact same time, which is a little bit of a shame. So our current plan is to basically just cast a few matches live and then get the replays of qualifying matches into the round of 8 and cast those to fill some time until WCS NA, basically.
Yeah, just trying to find ways that we can give you guys more StarCraft action. It is worth noting, by the way, speaking of action, that HeroMarine dropping down that armory on top of the Hellion opening, it really does seem like it's going to be a big Hellbat push, and Elazer got a much later, or not much later, but at least it's all like 15-20 seconds later Zergling speed, so I wonder if that's one small thing HeroMarine may not be totally aware of, is that Zergling speed is coming out and did just finish up.
Yeah, we're going to see a Bane Nest coming through, though, so Elazer's going to be pretty well prepared, right? I mean, so many Lings coming out as well. I wonder if this is going to be one of those straight-up, like, counter-attack sort of Baneling setups where he, like, defends super well so that he can, like, counter instantly when there isn't, like, much units back at home for the Terran. And yes, we're about to see is, I mean, his drone count's just very low as well, right? 38 workers against the 36. Going to be kind of interesting as we do see the Hellbats, as you mentioned, now coming on through into the front. Already a Reaper taking quite a few hits right there.
Yeah, definitely taking some damage. The Banelings really need a little bit more time to finish up. They're going to go in some of these Hellbats, but a pretty good split from HeroMarine. Loses the majority of the Marines, but a lot of the Hellbats also taking some big damage. And this is a very solid cleanup from Elazer. And on top of this, while there is a Banshee follow-up behind it, Elazer started up the Spore Crawler, at least in the main base, a long while ago. So he is actually ultra prepared for the Banshee follow-up.
Yeah, it's kind of, he's going to be like super well prepared for this, as you mentioned. It means that he's not really going to take very much damage at all in these early stages. But I think the great thing as well is that I just think it's maybe just more of a commentary on just Zerg players in general lately, as these Hellbats in the main going to get caught, and well, that medevac's going to go so low to the point it definitely can't save the Hellbats. just gets out of there. But I was just thinking, like, in general, more recently we've seen Zerg players really not being afraid to kind of sit at a lower drone count while defending to then just drone up heavily, you know, straight afterwards. Is this Banshee Cloak class second, and well, actually Stormcrawler is not up on the third base just yet, so he's going to take maybe a bit of damage that we weren't expecting to take just yet.
Yeah, has to be a bit careful to move that Banshee out a little bit sooner. Okay, there we go. Yeah, now it's starting to retreat that Banshee. It looks like the Hellions and Helmets do get cleaned up. But the Banshee at least will survive and can get repaired up and be annoying later on. Behind this, HeroMarine has got that mech play going. He's got all the factories finishing up. He's swapping some onto the tech labs. I wonder how exactly Elazer is going to handle this, because I've seen a bit of a mixture on how Zerg players feel like this should be handled.
Yeah, mech's a tough one. It's really a lot of players kind of doing their own different thing against it. Elazer right now looks as though he's going to play Lingbane Hydra, which kind of works, but you have to kind of get momentum with it, right? You can't just start with Lingbane Hydra and just be like, oh yeah, this is fine. You have to start trading and keep trading, and generally eventually hit that Hive Tech as well for the Vipers, and of course potentially more than just the Vipers as well as the game goes on.
Okay, well, upgrades coming out for both of these players. Kind of the funny thing is, because the Hydralisk Den comes down so much later and Elazer's sort of reacting to that, whereas he had originally had Lings and Banelings and of course was busy defending, he doesn't start up his own upgrades for a while, so they're actually going to be relatively even on those. Mild lead for HeroMarine.
Yeah,
up a drop.
A little bit of action out of HeroMarine with this drop play, right? Just trying to keep the Hellbats across, picking off a couple of workers here and there whenever possible. It's kind of fun to see, because I think one of the things about mech is that the thing about mech is that you kind of nowadays, one of the big things I think that made it very viable is just how aggressive you can be with mech. And Terran players are learning to kind of continue to be very aggressive while building up into the later stages, such as attacks like this one, the Hellbat 4 attack. And it just forces the Zerg player to stop getting up to like 80 drones instantly into that Dream Army and all the rest of it, right? So it kind of puts them into a very interesting position here.
Yeah, we actually did have one drop Overlord made just to carry the Queens around, and I wonder if this is just to help with the defense or if he's actually looking to go on the offense. He's got a lot of Overlords. He's also starting to rally up to the north side, but little does he know, HeroMarine is coming in from the left. No, actually, Elazer does seem to know this. He already has some Hydras well positioned.
Well, here's this guy migrating all of his Overlords north, which is kind of interesting here, as the Medivacs will get out. I mean, this is fine, right? You trade out Hellions to at least force units and maybe to kind of, you know, just trade off a couple of units here and there. As long as you keep the fours alive, it's one of the big things, right? Because you're going to see these couple of Hellbats in the main get cleaned out. I don't know, about these Overlords. Like, is he just mass spreading creep? Is that really his thing right now?
What I'm not gonna lie, what I really thought this was actually gonna be is he was just gonna hold the Overlords directly over his Banelings so you couldn't target fire them down. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting. I guess there's really not a lot to combat this. The Vikings are starting to come out now for HeroMarine, but it's gonna be coming out after the entire push is here.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, right? It's really not what you would kind of expect this to kind of be from Elazer. I guess it just gives these Hydras a lot more kind of mobility around the Banes as well. They're gonna start rolling forwards. I mean, those tanks are a little bit stacked up, and they are stacked. I mean, the Banes will get a bit of something done. SCV's been pulled into repair on the right-hand side, but those tanks are still dropping in the Queens. Well, they have some transfuses left. They haven't really done much just left. But the other big thing is that, well, HeroMarine's just losing his units as they roll out of his main base. And that's kind of painful, as you've maybe seen Elazer just takes game number 1, just balloon cam as well, but then it missed. God damn it. Alright. Fear Dragon. Now that my nonsense out of the way, take us away into game number 2.
All right, we're going to be starting up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, atop of the blue Zerg player who absolutely steamrolled through that last game, sitting up 1-0. It's Elazer from Team Clash, I've been told. I was yelled at by chat.
It is indeed. It's funny because I asked this a while back at Home Story Cup, and Elazer's like, yep, I don't even know. As Lambo, he's like, yeah, I don't know either, really. And then Roddy told me that actually the Clash manager told him at BlizzCon that he was really upset he was saying it wrong because he was saying Q-Lash, you know? So
there's like a community team that has been around for like 5-6 years or something. It's called QT Lash, I think, or
QT
something
Lash?
like that.
Oh.
It's something like that. Their logo is like this, like a Carbot Zergling now or something. But every time I see Clash, I just think of that clan. Like, I'm like, huh, he's playing with a bunch of like people in like Diamond League and like, that's interesting. I guess it's a community team. Oh wait, no.
No,
it's a really good team,
turns out
actually.
they're really good. All right, to the bottom right-hand side, our red tower player for Mouse Sports is HeroMarine. All right, I'm just gonna prepare by opening the second pack of balloons. This is gonna be a very fun stream, guys. So, just to kind of reiterate for maybe people who aren't in chat, etc. My birthday is in about 5 hours and 42 minutes. I'm gonna go into my birthday cast in StarCraft. It seems I'm gonna spend pretty much like 90% of my birthday cast in StarCraft because I'm gonna be casting all day tomorrow. So I decided to sell out on stream with balloons. Is essentially the update that you guys need. So there you go.
Well, I mean, the real sellout is that you're trying to buy a present for yourself.
This was your idea.
I know.
This was. I was like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna like have balloons and stuff. This is what I was talking to Peter Dragon the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have like balloons and stuff. I think it'll be kind of funny. He was like, you should make going to Austin like your donation goal. That'd be so cool. I was like, that's amazing,
yeah,
Ravi.
but now that's what I do. I have to guilt you about it now. I have to make you feel like you're a sellout.
Oh, it's okay. I can live with it for one weekend, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, by the way, the Reaper is trying to move in. Not actually getting too much done, but I mean, that's pretty typical for this kind of level, or like this level of TVZ. It's not very often that the Reaper actually gets a ton of damage done, so you keep it alive. The Queen tries to keep it back, as well as some of those links. The Elazer's doing a nice job. But he's also getting up nice and early Zergling speed. He's getting up that fast third, and overall, it looks pretty similar to how Elazer opened up the last game. The question is, how is HeroMarine going to open up this game?
Yeah, I think HeroMarine has to kind of really reevaluate things. Like the first Hellbat attack got shut down so heavily, the Hellbat 4 push got really shut down, to the point where he just had nothing when that big attack of Elazer came in. Like, it wasn't anything fancy from Elazer. Yeah, the Overlords kind of spreading creep was kind of cool, it was nifty, but it wasn't like an, oh my god, this attack was so well played. No, he just sort of attacked, right? And he just had too much. It was plain and simple. So I think HeroMarine really has to kind of think about this very differently here in Game 2. Otherwise, he will just fall into a very similar situation in Game number 1, where he's going to get shut down and, you know, issues will basically arrive.
Yeah, and we already do see that he is sort of changing it up. He's getting out the pretty fast Viking, so you can go Overlord hunting. It's already Overlord speed, so Elazer loses the scouting Overlord, shouldn't be losing too much more. It looks like actually some of the Hellions ended up dying on the other side of the map. They tried to go for a run-in, but they got surrounded by the Lings, and now 2 more Hellions joining forces, but oh god, one of them gets surrounded again. This is, I mean, a different opening from HeroMarine, and it's not nearly as important to keep those Hellions alive as it is for, say, a Hellbat all-in, where you're literally depending on them to actually win you the game, but like, this is still really bad of a start for HeroMarine.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of really sucks for him, right? I mean, he is actually going to go for this. Is actually what I call, I don't know if it really is the Ephemeral build, but I call it the Ephemeral build because Ephemeral did it so well, where you go for like a Hellbat attack with 2 Cyclones and the Liberator and the main base at the same time, and just the combination of everything everywhere. Suddenly, because it's like Hellbats and 2 Cyclones, suddenly you really do pull everything to the front of the fen, and the Liberator gets more done than it really should. It's hard to see coming because the Vikings doing damage beforehand as well to the Overlords. I mean, let's see what Elazer can do here, because again, just having that initial setup where he defends very well, I mean, now it's 2 Cyclones and 3 Hellbats right away, which really isn't that scary.
Pull up that unit's lost tab, so you can just see, like, he cleaned up 5 Hellions without losing even a Zerg. He's only lost 1 Overlord to the Viking, which is scouting out what he's up against. This is the best defense, like, that Elazer could have asked for so far, and all he has to do is defend against this. He's going to be in a fantastic spot.
Shuts down the Liberator in the main base, losing only a Queen as well. He's a little bit of trouble over here. Seems as though he hasn't exactly got everything he needs. So, I mean, Ling is starting to come on in. He just needs the Banelings, a few more of them, and he should be okay, as we're going to be seeing Hellbats and a couple of Cyclones. Continue to move forward.
Oh,
the Bane!
Oh god, the Banelings get the juiciest connections they could have asked for. I mean, things were actually starting to look a lot better, like you said, for HeroMarine, but oh god, just those Banelings turned everything back around.
Yeah, those Banelings went pretty darn huge right there, as we're going to be seeing HeroMarine with another Liberator. We'll try and set up on the left-hand side at the moment. A few more Zerglings moving around as well. I mean, HeroMarine just has these Hellions in the center of the map too, though, and I mean, he hasn't really found enough at all this game, and I'm really getting the vibe that this might look very similar to how game number 1 looked, with just a big attack in the next couple of minutes where Elazer just overruns HeroMarine, unless HeroMarine starts to really find something very, very soon.
Yeah, he's getting in on top of some of these drones, but he's already lost his 3 Hellion count to one-shot them, so They go down, only killing off 2 workers. And at this point, Elazer is sitting on a very comfortable 65. He can just focus on making units now. And what's actually to stop him for going for something similar to the last game with a big Ling, Hydra, Baneling push? He's even got the Queens loaded up, like you just saw there.
Yeah, I think absolutely nothing stops him, realistically, like, pushing across the map in the near future. I especially even like HeroMarine's base that he takes right. He's like on the low ground third, which is kind of easy to attack into. I feel. I mean, what does the Elazer have out on the? HeroMarine have out on the map right now? 2 4s and nothing else. Man, that's 2 really. Thors, I mean, like you have 5 Hellions, right? Like it's really not that much, you know. It's going to be rough, and this Liberator, I'm not even sure what that's going to achieve right now. It's currently chasing down this Bane drop, because we actually already see a few Banes going in towards the third base with 6 worker kills.
Oh, okay. I like that Elazer is actually moving in with multiple Overlords, but the Thors go after the Overlord that doesn't have anything in it. So the Banelings will manage to escape out of here. Good SCV pull is going to be able to make it out in time. Not really killing too much down there, but still manages to kill off a total of 9 workers so far.
Oh my god, Hydra's already going to catch Hellions out in the center of the map as well, though. And one of the big things is just keeping a couple of extra units in the main base for a little longer. Lasers going to come in, he's going to get that Liberator. Now he really does just have free reign over the third base at the moment because the tanks are way up on the high ground. I'm actually kind of surprised the Elazer doesn't commit more so onto that orbital, because I feel as though he definitely could, but I mean, I guess why not wait a few more seconds for the extra Ling Bane to arrive, and then he really can just engage into this entire army at the moment.
Yeah, HeroMarine situating one of the siege tanks down on the low ground to try and get a better position, a better foothold down over by that third. He has 2 more tanks that are also popping out. These could actually start to make a bit of a difference here. The siege tanks really do scale quite well versus a lot of Hydras, especially if you can make him move through a choke point or something, but he's relying so much on just out-positioning Elazer for this engagement. Yeah,
he really is. It's, a whole bunch of Banes coming on through here. I mean, the thing is, Elazer can even maybe take the time to send a few units like on the far right-hand side to come into this. Anyways, here come the Queens. I love the Queens dropping in front, just soaking some tank shots. Units that aren't maybe as important to this overall fight. Banes are going to roll on in just as SCVs were thinking about coming in. It's going to be way too much here, and Elazer will take game number 2 of this best of 3. Kaboom, just like that, Elazer with some really quite impressive play. Now, I'm just very quick.